And so what I want to say to you, friends, is if there's a word that the Lord has said to you specifically, and you know that this is Jesus speaking to me, I have no doubt. He said this to me. I want to encourage you to never, ever doubt what he said. Because if he said it, trust me, we just have to believe that this is what he said, the creator, the person who fashioned me, who shaped me, who created me for good and with purpose. It doesn't matter what it's looking like. Walk by faith. And I got home that afternoon and I'm like, okay, Father, I understand now. Because things began to open up and I saw where I was having doubt. And there's this thing that I wrote. It talked about rebuilding the inner man, the beginning, the middle, and the recovery. And it's just going through your journey.
Okay, just the beginning, the middle, and the recovery.
Recovery.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I thought of that, I thought of this first encounter when you become this newly convert and you just want to know all things Jesus. You're a Jesus fanatic and he's speaking to you and you're able to see he's I like to say this that the Lord courted me. He still courts me. I have a beautiful relationship with him. He's my friend. I could tell him things. And then there are moments when he's okay, I need your attention. And there's this switch, and it's such a loving relationship with father and daughter. And so the beginning is me coming into Christ saying, you created me. I need you to reveal to me who I am in your eyes. I want to know me. I know what I think I know about me, but you created me, parts of me that I don't know. And so in that journey into relationship, nothing is off limit. And so nothing became off limit in the beginning. And as I continue to journey, trusting the Lord, falling, standing back up, crying, say, Lord, I just want to be left alone because I don't understand this thing. Because we sometimes forget that although you're in relationship and partnership with Christ, he's going to have to take you through the terrains to prove to you that, hey, I am God. And I would like to say that even when we go down to the lowest valley of life, whatever it might look like, he's still God. And the promise he's given is still there. It stands. And so when I made it to my destination in those moments where my daughter was a baby then and my son would go off to school and I'm like, where am I? There was a beautiful park. I would go to the park with her and just sit. And there, what am I doing here? In Peoria, Arizona. And in that moment, although I had nothing outside of a bag of clothes, the Lord provided every single thing that I needed. And I must say, peace of mind came because in that moment, I shut the noise out. I didn't have a pastor. I didn't have community. I didn't have my mother that I can run across the street to or my sister that I can. It was still there, but they were far off. And in that moment, I saw the transformation within myself. And I was still so young and naive, but I still know that the voice that led me where he led me would continue to lead me.
And so this is all happening for you while in Arizona. I'm curious to know what you talked about doubt and God bringing that up in your heart. When you think back on that time in your life, what are like one or two things that he had to reframe inside of you?
That's a hard question. The first thing that came to mind is that I can trust him, and trust in him can look differently. I don't have to have the answers in that moment because there are things that I was trying to build and to do. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do this. And I remember I was actually thinking in my mind that I would be here for at least 2 or 3 years. So I was in the process. of looking for my own place, looking for work, trying to navigate life for two children that were pulled out of their natural environment and creating a sense of normalcy for them the best way that I knew how. And although I had support in that space, I always knew that I couldn't give up on what I knew God called me to be. And it wasn't to just be a person that was complacent. So even in that moment, although there was stillness and it was perhaps just time to just rest and try to figure things out, he was still working and he was still showing me things. And I was still able to hear from him. And so my mindset had to transition from being fully independent to being dependent. And knowing that if he said, "Hey, I don't think that you should take that job over there," I had to trust him that he would provide. And he literally did.